So you're covering the trial and...
Well, not just the trial. I'm really covering the whole story from beginning to end. Listen, will you excuse me for just a minute?
Yeah, sure. Brian?
Mr. Marick, Dimitri, I'm doing a cover story for Tempo. I'd very much like to set up an interview with you.
Well, I'm not really interested in throwing Natalie to the vultures, Brooke. And if you were any kind of a friend, neither would you.
I'm very sympathetic to Natalie, and that will be reflected in the piece.
Natalie doesn't need your sympathy. She needs privacy.
Well, whether you like it or not, this story will be covered. So I would think you would prefer it if it would be covered by someone that you know.
No, I wouldn't. Well, you're all the same.
What?
Someone goes through a whore. But do you let her get on with her life? No. You make her relive it and relive it. If it were up to people like you, the blood would never dry.
What people? What blood? What are you talking about?
So-called journalists, people who thrive on the misery and pain of others.
Well, you're very much mistaken.
Oh, am I?
I have no intention of putting Natalie through any kind of ordeal, believe me. That's one of the reasons that I would like to interview you. You are one of the most compelling elements of this story.
I beg your pardon.
You. I mean, the mysterious, dashing recluse who has survived a terrible tragedy and whose solitude ends abruptly when he rescues a woman from a well and falls in love with her?
Forget it.
Why? It's a wonderful story, and it doesn't have to
I
take
said
Natalie.
forget it. It's out of the question. I will not cooperate, and that is final.
Say handsome.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. You think you people could help me?
Sure, what do you need?
What I'd like is your honest, shoot-from-the-hip appraisal about Dimitri Marick.
Don't trust him. Didn't trust him from jump.
You too?
Oh, this is just a feeling, but I think there's a lot more to that guy than meets the eye. Uh-huh.
Like a female companion.
Uh-huh.
Who?
Would you believe Erica Kane?
No.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I couldn't help but overhearing. Adam and Erica?
Well, yeah, this is what he's telling me.
Hey,
Pretty weird,
I'm
huh?
so sorry. I meant to be here sooner, but...
Oh, well, that's okay. Really. You didn't have to come.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Brian has been here with me the whole time.
Ah, Brian, yes. Good.
Haley, could I borrow your father for a moment?
Oh, sure, borrow away. No, interest, no expense. Take him.
Be right back. How are you holding up?
What do you mean, huh? Am I okay after losing Jack? Is that what you mean?
Well, I know it can't be easy.
Oh, believe me, it's a lot easier than playing a game.
I don't understand. What game?
The Chandler chess game, wherein we are all set pieces.
I don't follow.
You know, when you scuttled Erica's seduction, I thought, oh, Brooke, you're such a cynic. Adam really does care.
I do care.
You care. Oh, yes, you care. You know what you care about? You care about the special of the day, which I hear is creme de la Erica. I hope you're hungry. Oh, that scheming and plotting with Jack, we were appetizers, weren't we? I mean, that was just something to dispense with before the feast begins.
No.
Really, you and Erica together again? It's sort of like destiny. Like Bonnie and Clyde. What's happening?
I don't know. We haven't heard a word since Dimitri went in there.
Hi, Holly. I'm sorry I'm late.
Well, it's okay.
Hi, Brooke. We better go to Cortland's.
Oh, Dixie and Craig's surprise party, right?
Yeah, yes. Are you coming?
No, well, I'm covering the trial, so...
Oh, yeah. How's that going?
Well, I don't know. As far, Trevor and Natalie are inside, and Janet's giving her side of it.
I don't really feel comfortable about leaving until I see how Nat's doing.
We need an ambulance now.
What happened?
Right.
Wait a minute. I'm a doctor. Can I help?
Come on in.
What happened?
She collapsed. I haven't been able to bring her around. Is it Janet, or...
Did she have a stroke or
One
something?
at a time. Janet was re-entering the courtroom for cross-examination, and she collapsed.
Well, what do they think caused it?
Who knows? It could be anything. It could be stress or...
Look out. Clear. Right out through there. Honey, I'll meet you at Cortland's as soon as I can get there.
Well, that does it for today. You can all go home.
When do we reconvene?
Your guess is as good as mine. You'll be notified.
Well, he's a happy camper.
Yeah, well, tough.
Well, what could be wrong with Janet?
Oh, you want a list?
Well, did she appear to be emotionally overwrought right before it happened?
It's not like she was playing with a full deck.
I'm just trying to figure out why she collapsed.
Well, call me the world's worst human being, but I don't care what it is, and I don't care whether she gets better or not.
I'm with you on that.
After the damage that Janet has done, she's on her way to Hades, for all I care.
You know, it was probably just an act anyway.
You could be right about her.
I think she really was sick. I was the one who was closest to her, and that was no act. She was totally out of it.
Sure,
and
a
I
lot
wanna
of
know-
acting experience, though, hasn't she?
Well, I want to know what you had to do with it, Natalie.
What I had to do with it?
You sneaked into the witness waiting room while she was alone.
Don't be ridiculous. The bailiff was stationed at the door.
The bailiff was distracted for a moment, and it's possible that your presence was upsetting to her.
Olivia, I was there. You're wrong.
Well, she didn't sneak in there to swap recipes.
Don't be ludicrous. You can't be serious.
Well, she was handcuffed to a bench. She was totally helpless, and you said you were going to kill her.
She was off the wall.
Did you do something to your sister, Natalie?
Are you still here?
Where else should I be for answers?
I told you to go home.
I won't be put off. Your call to Vienna.
It's none of your concern.
It affects me every bit as much as it does you.
All right. We'll talk in here.